Let's talk about another big story. Of course, today, the biggest story for Nigeria, the electricity sector regulator, the NERC, today announced an improved increase of 300% in electricity tariff for Band A consumers in the country. That's taking effective payment to 225 naira per kilowatt per hour, up from 68 naira for urban consumers. The jumbo tariff hike takes effect on Monday this week. The Vice Chairman of Market Competition Rates at NERC, Musili Osheni, disclosed this during a press briefing held on Wednesday.
Approved a rate review of 225 naira per kilowatt hour for just under 15% of the customer population in Nerc. So that means that less than 15% of the customers will be affected. And you recall the number, I'm sure you are aware of the number of customers we have in Nerc, and these are the customers that have been proven to be enjoying 20 hours average of supply. I would also like to repeat what I said earlier on, that many of the customers hitherto classified as Band A customers will not be affected. Many of the customers previously classified as Band A customers will not be affected. In fact, majority of them will not be affected. Only 15%, less than 15% of the customers' population will now be affected by this rate review. And the reason for this includes, first and foremost, when you look at the state of infrastructure in Nerc, the quality of infrastructure in Nerc varies from one location to the other. There are certain locations where, without any additional investments, the distribution companies are also the transmission companies, based on the investment previously made, can deliver a minimum of 20 hours per day. But in some locations, there will be a need for improvement in quality of the infrastructure before quality of supply can improve. So the customers that are going to be affected are the customers that are living in locations where no investment is required to meet the 20 hours service, and they constitute less than 15% of the customer population. That is that. Then for other customers, are they neglected? No. They will still continue to get service, but not up to 20 hours. And there are targets that have been provided for the distribution companies, which the Commission will monitor and review from time to time to ensure the migration of other customers to better service. Then, as part of the enforcement mechanism for this, because the rate that will be paid, which is 225, is just about 3 times the existing rates, requires that the customer truly get the service. So I've told you that the Commission is leveraging on technology to ensure that we get access directly to the distribution system and get the data. As the data is being fed from the meters, the smart meters that have been installed on the feeders, we are getting in real time or near real time. We don't give the discos the opportunity of any manipulation of data. That is one thing. Secondly, the order provides that the discos must be publishing the 7-day rolling average of service delivery on each of the feeders on their websites. What that means is that there will be a 7-day rolling average this level of service on a particular feeder. Also, for each of the prior 7 days, they will also publish that. We've given them the template, and that has already started. And for customer identification of the feeder, so that we can get self-reporting from the customers, we've now ensured that instead of using some notations for feeder identification, DISCOs have been mandated to put names to those feeders. What I mean by that is, if you list a feeder now, you can use any nomenclature you want based on the guidelines, but you now need to make a list, at least 3 to 4 names of the streets that are covered by that particular feeder, such that the customer on that feeder will be able to relay that truly, oh, this is Maitama, so in Maitama, so address in Maitama, a street in Maitama, and so on and so forth.